Greetings everyone, here's Lordrick again, and this is a game on the Pacific Admits Edition. This is my play-by-email match against KilRoy. This is scenario 1 on the game version 27. And KilRoy got the American working torpedoes at the start of the war to balance out our abilities, or whatever you want to call it. We are already in mid of April 42. The big drive of the Japanese armed forces is more or less over. I think I achieved everything what Japan could achieve with slight losses. I was able to inflict heavy losses more or less on KilRoy's battleship fleet and so damage against his cruiser fleet. But his carriers and destroyers and submarines are more or less intact. So we will see if there's anything special this turn. No Navy engagement at least. I have a carrier fleet at Ceylon, but I took already Colombo, so I don't expect there too much. The blockade of Sydney is under air attack for sure. More or less my daily bombardments against the Marshall Islands, where KilRoy have a base overstacked, so it's more easy for me to inflict some damage. And there is a small AO, he maybe tried to run, but my nail bombers can find them and get a torpedo hit in. So this mini AO 2-point ship maybe is also dead. Good ground attacks. China and Borneo. And the same in Burma. The British are still suffering. Wenzhou is also still under Chinese control, if I remember. Or if I control it, it doesn't matter because there are enemy units inside. So I cannot use industry. Oh yeah, Hanoi. Chinese forces also control the capital of Vietnam. My attack on Townsville more or less is on hold. A lot of small attacks. Okay. Wellington's also attack my forces in Burma now. Maybe I must move some fighters up to cover my ground forces. But this is scenario 1 and not scenario 2, so the numbers of air wings are limited. I cannot be everywhere at the same time. I try to make recon pictures and get a better detection on enemy bases with potential threat. There was one cargo ship going down, I'm not sure why. Maybe it had sometimes happened that you get collision. Yeah, and I sent some task force to Christmas Island because I was not sure if there's still some enemy scout planes maybe hiding. Better take it and make sure that there's no sneaking submarine base or something like this. Then show attack again. Last time I was not able to take the city or to kick out the Chinese forces, but today I'm at least able to inflict casualties and force 3 units out of the hex. But my own forces also have a high disabled unit. But disabled is of course easier to replace than destroyed. Here, south of Aichang, I wait still for reinforcements and switch to bombardment. And my bombardment is in open, clear terrain, of course. Oh, have some effect and impact on the Chinese forces. Similar to Nanchang. But here's a gap of power, too big to create that I cannot really attack. Without, at least not without fearing to have a backfire. Good, bombardment no Maya. It's still the same, but my bombardment was not so successful, but I still do this only to have a check in the eye on the situation. I try to move down some additional forces and take no Maya. But it will not be easy. So air losses are on both sides standard. I don't know exactly why now 4 ops losses for KilRoy in Australia, but I lost wind pilot. Yeah, that is maybe acceptable. And there was a cargo ship going down, and yeah, you can see it was a collision. So more or less lost by friendly. I don't know exactly which ship. No, is this ship? No, I really don't know why this ship had a collision damage and sunk. Sometimes the game not even really tell you this. Yeah, but it was a mini ship. I really don't care this too much. And this was this 4-point mini AO. I mean, the capacity of 1,500 is really small. I don't know. This is of course always fog of war. So far, if you check Allied main battleships, or last all days, then this is reported. So you can see there's no enemy carrier sunk so far. Nothing. But if you call them repulse like a battleship, because there's not really big difference. So KilRoy lost 1, 2, 3 British battleships and 4 American battleships. Still, these are older battleships. These are all 14-inch, like Japanese battleships. This is really 14-inch. American 14-inch maybe have still the possibility to penetrate armor. Japanese 14-inch, unlikely. So I mean, this kind of battleships are maybe cruiser killers, and they are of course strong enough to sink everything, but not enemy battleships. So these British battleships with 15-inch, or the Prince of Wales with a more modern 14-inch guns are much more capable, let's say this. They have value to sink. These older battleships, Nevada, Oklahoma, even Royal Sovereign is for 15-inch, they can always penetrate armor, I think. Not that in the Second World War you have really too many battleships engagement. And the amount of heavy cruisers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a lot of smaller light cruisers. But you can also see here, these are all, maybe up to 30, these are all outdated light cruisers. These light cruisers are all at 7,500 tons. I mean, they can fight, but they're really secondary. I mean, everything under 30 is like a Japanese light cruiser. Between 30 and 40, it is a modern light cruiser. And this the Boise Brooklyn class light cruisers, these are really cruisers. They have the same value like heavy cruisers. At least the protection is very good. Okay, but again, light cruiser sinking is not bad. Heavy cruiser sinking is maybe more important. Sinking battleships is, I don't know if it's really have too much impact in this game. And so far, all Allied carriers are still alive. And for me, it is also no carrier lost, no battleship lost, no heavy or light cruiser lost, but a bunch of destroyers. So in total, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, but 4 fleet destroyers and 1 support destroyer. And roughly you can say that Japan can build 1 destroyer per month. So, and we are now in April. So far I can keep up with the loss of destroyers. But I only replace what I lose. It's not that I get any additional forces. And don't ask me, or I really don't know how much is the replacement for the Allies. I would say that they build at least 1 heavy cruiser per month, maybe even 2, and the same amount of light cruisers. So I don't know if KilRoy's fleet is increasing or stable, or if he's losing numbers of ships. I mean, of course, there's not so many battleships coming online for the Allies, but this is also not so important. And I think light cruisers, the Allies will build 40 or 50 at least over the war, and maybe similar numbers to heavy cruisers. And if we talk about destroyers, I mean, I was able to sink a lot of destroyers, different kind of destroyers, even this very strong French destroyers, and this don't ask me why this is a Fletcher HB class. Maybe this was a destroyer somewhere under construction. Maybe this ship is constructed, but I don't know which base. Because this is a destroyer with already better upgrade and 2,300 tons. So but killed by a torpedo. I don't know how this is possible. Don't know. Anyway, so there's a bunch of destroyers I was able to sink, but 3 destroyers I think is the minimum the Allies produce per month. Maybe even 4 or 5. Good. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.